Yes, sir.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Shall we take
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister, FCT, Your Excellency, the Minister of States, the Permanent Secretary, Mandate Secretaries. Very soon we'll get used to that nomenclature, and other very senior officials of FCDA, members of my delegation, including lawyers and non-lawyers, those from Rivers and those from outside of Rivers, my friends in the press, distinguished gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Why are we here? A number of reasons. First, leading my colleagues from the customs, first to convey a sincere wish for a successful tenure of duty, to congratulate you for your appointment as the Honorable Minister of FCT. FCT is indeed a very strategic structure in Nigeria, and we believe that if we get it right in FCT, we'll begin to get it right in the country. For so many of us Nigerians who are old enough to have followed your track records over the last decades, first as holding a number of appointments in Rivers, then as minister here in education, and then of course as governor, and now as minister. We know that you have left a track record of achievement everywhere we go, everywhere you have been to. There's always the talk about Hurricane Wike, and we know that Hurricane Wike leaves in its wake sterling records, performance, solid performance that is very, very, very valuable everywhere we have been. And we believe that you will leave this office with those records. We believe that we are going to see transparency, we're going to see integrity. And we believe that Nigerians will be very, very correct to look forward to see an FCT that is smart, an Abuja city that we'll be proud of as Nigerians and as Africans. So we want to really wish you the best of luck as you start this journey, of course, alongside the Honorable Minister of State and the officers who will be assisting you to drive this vision. As an agency of government, our mandates include revenue generation, anti-smuggling, trade facilitations. And for those that are familiar with our operations, a good number of these happen in the port areas, in the border stations, in the various excise duties, a good number of them outside the FCT. But then we need the policy that will drive all these operations. The policy sits here in Abuja, where we have the headquarters of Nigeria Customs Service. So for us, FCT is not only critical for customs operations, it is also very, very strategic. In addition to the headquarter formation, we also have a command, the FCT command, which administers the operations that we have at the airports and a couple of other excise operations that we have around. We have the number changes differently, but at any given point in time, we have between 2,000 and 2,500 customs officers who work around the FCT. And we have a number of training facilities that are here. We have a very big medical hospital in Karu. We are quite represented in virtually all the places. So we would say, consider ourselves as a very big stakeholder in FCT. And this is why we have made the issue of compliance with FCT laws, FCT regulations, a very important part of our mandate. I always want to start with how we portray ourselves in our headquarter building, for example, when I was public relations officer, I used to talk about the fact that we must not allow our driving, the parking of our vehicles around our headquarter building to create nuisance for other users around the place. And this is one area in which we can show responsible corporate citizenship in what we do. Now, these 2,500 officers that I talked about who work and live in FCT also come with their families. Most of the time, what we do is that they put their kids in schools around the FCT. And we all know that schools around the FCT, particularly those ones that are private, it creates a lot of pressure for our officers to keep their kids in these schools. A good number of them do not have enough access to public school, but we need education for our kids. We need very good medical provisions for them, and we are working with appropriate agencies in the FCT to ensure this is done. But Your Excellency, the customs would want to contribute our own quota to educational development in the FCT by owning our own school, both for primary and for secondary school. And one of the things that we would request as a valuable stakeholder, government, and a strategic partner for that would be the provision of adequate land for us, so that we will be able to build effectively, put up facilities to provide primary and secondary education for our families. If I have the opportunity, I will also be following up on a number of other requests that we have written. But since I want that to be in a closer session, I will request that when we are done with this, I would come.
There may not be time, because the way you want to request is the land that was revoked. That you wrote later. So there's nothing secret about that now.
Honorable Minister, every Nigerian knows your prowess about cooking. We also don't know that you have mind reading abilities.
Yes, I know.
So now that you are beating us to the game, we have a number of other requests which I will put to you. The one that was revoked. We're trying to build an international conference center. And we also have that application. We had already written 1 or 2 letters to request a reminder and a follow-up to that. Since you have time constraints, I want to say a very big thank you for accepting to receive us at a very short notice. We wrote to seek this audience, but the one that we will not write to seek audience for would be when we know when next you are going to cook. The VIP cooking, and then we work with your protocol units to put this up in the Guinness Book of Record for the best VIP cook in Africa.
Once you pay the duties.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once again, we appreciate you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of State, FCT, the Permanent Secretaries are here, the African Comptroller-General of Customs Service and members of your delegation. Particularly, let me seek permission to greet my brother. Probably because of him, there may be some advantages. Probably, I didn't say that I should be, but I said probably. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, let me, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of State and the management team, really welcome you and your team to the FCT. Like I said, it's one government. You have a lot of room to play. Part of the sharing of the fair allocation, you contribute. And if you don't make so much impact, it would reflect on our allocation. So we'll do everything possible to see that we support the customs services to achieve their aims and objectives. At the end of the day, achieve the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. But I must tell you the truth. We have a handicap where government agencies will always seek for land from the FCT without development. Years and years and years and years. And we don't find it very charitable. There's no need of giving out land and you will not develop. It doesn't make sense. Before we know it, it's converted to where we share it amongst ourselves to be gardens. When we have not marked those areas as gardens. Schools, very important. It's not only our children that will go to those schools. Our own children, other people's own children will go to those schools. My policy now, before I approve land to any agency, that they will commit that will develop this land within so number of years. If it is not developed, the government, the FCT should take back their land. I will not allocate land that will be for Dankin, don't come. They keep land for 20 years, no development, nothing. So you must convince me that really we're indeed serious to build schools for our staff and their children. And to assure you, we're giving you a number of years. If that is not done, FCT, take back your land. 2, even though it is in the certificate of occupancy that you must pay a grant rate, this time around I want to go further. That in granting you this, that you must be paying your grant rate as at when even though it is stated in the CFO, this time around we shall not give you notice to pay. A tenant must know he's a debtor. You don't need a landlord to come and tell you have not paid for last month. You know you're a debtor. Because we too will depend on revenue to survive. Without generating the required revenue, we cannot survive as a territory. So, just like you are blocking loopholes, leakages, we are also trying to block loopholes of revenue that were accruing to us. Rest assured, I'm going to approve the land for you for school. But for the condition that the General Counsel is there, your legal advisor is there, they have to put themselves together. You bring the application, I'll sign it and give to the Director of Lands. They make sure, they make sure that they give you a land that you can use, not to go and seek for land that we want 300 hectares. Meanwhile, you don't even need more than 50 plus of land. I'm just saying, for example. So it is not going to be just to come and collect huge land. Then we'll go and pay compensation for the crops. At the end of the day, you're not going to use it. No, we will not do that. You must tell us, look, for purposes of what we are doing, is 50 hectares. We can say, okay, for future development, we can add another 20 hectares, for example. That's what's supposed to be done. I've read their letter on schools, they revoked land. Very bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. But what do I do? An agency of government that makes money. So I'll give you some kind of, a loophole where you can run away from. If we say we'll give you back that land when we are revoking, it will look that we are not serious. Every agency of government will come and do that. Nigeria is such a country that the moment they hear that we have given to custom back, all the other agencies will also run back. So what we have decided to do, no problem. Now that we gave you a fee to use it, we will not sell it to you. FCT will not sell it to you. Then we use the money and develop. Then when we give you CFO, you not pay our grand rent. I mean, you see, we must. Government must show that serious in doing things. Government are giving you land for how many years? How many years now? Nobody wants to develop nothing. The only one you have had, you have revoked. Then I saw your letter, I laughed. I think, my brother, I will give you opportunity to buy the land from FCT, and then we'll give you the value of the land now. It's about 5 billion, 6 billion. We're going to make a lot of money to do projects. So that's what, but frankly speaking, we'll look at it and then see what we'll do. But if you're going to pay penalty, you will pay penalty. And so that's what I'm going to say to you. I'm not going to do anything that will not make you to succeed in your job. But if you see this application for the schools, please don't hesitate to expedite that. And also thank you for the few months you have stayed. I can see the how effective and how functional. I am not saying that it cannot be functional, but at least you can see more actions taking place, and commend your team. They should continue to support you. One thing I can tell people is that when you support who is at the head that time, he can't be there forever. You will one day also be there. People will also support you to succeed. But if you pray for him to fail, even if it comes your own time, you will also fail. That's it is. Support him to succeed. We will support him to succeed. Anywhere you think we have a role to play, let us know. I've been following your track records. I'm not disappointed with what you have done. So on behalf of the Honorable Minister of State and our team, we sincerely thank you for this effort to cooperate and work together. But please send us the letter as quickly as possible so we can process. Thank you and God bless you.
Your Excellency, I wanted to just present this little token as a mark and symbol of collaboration and gratitude for the support and guidance you're giving us. Okay. And in our landlord, that we are all well pleased. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.